Special shout out to our sponsors, Joseph Gonzalez and In the Game and Mugs Coffee House in Lebanon, Oregon. For more information on Joseph Gonzalez and In the Game, go to joseph@inthegame.com. And for more information on Mugs Coffee House in Lebanon, Oregon, go to mugslebanon.com. Good afternoon, everybody, or whatever time it is in your part of the world. I am so glad you're here on Russ Reels Live, and we are here on a fantastic Thursday afternoon. It's 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on the West Coast. So excited to be with you. You know, I am just happy that you're here with us today. Whether you're here live or on replay, I'm so grateful that you chose to spend some time with us today. It's going to be a great time. I've got some incredible people here today, and we're going to be talking about a positive perspective, getting your hopes up. You know, I think it's a great way to live with a positive mindset and a good outlook and be hopeful in life. And I know that God is something that makes me hopeful. My family, all that I have, give me hope and great things in life. And I just love to wake up in the morning with a positive perspective and move forward and just expect great things to happen. And so I'm really excited to talk to my guests today, get their perspective on this, give you a little slice of positivity today, and just thankful you're here with us. You know, first of all, I want to remind you that we are here every Thursday, first of all, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, every Thursday on Russ Reels Live. And we're here because of amazing people like our sponsors that you saw today In the Game and Mugs Coffee. Just really appreciate them more than I can say. But we're also here to let you know that I truly believe, and so do my guests, that what we're talking about today is being hopeful. But we understand that life happens to us. Things do happen. And my favorite saying is life happens and then you choose, because things happen in life, not always what we want, not always good. And then we get to choose where we go from there. And so today I want to encourage you to make positive choices, no matter what's going on to you, whether you made a mistake, whether you did something good or bad, or other things have happened to you outside of your control. You get to take that experience and what's happening to your circumstances, and you get to decide where you go from there. And today I want to encourage you to make positive choices to get your hopes up. That is my hope for you today. And, you know, I'm here to inspire and encourage you every Thursday. And I'm also here during the week on other live streams. We'll talk about those later. Marketing with Russ, the experience, live with Russ and Scott. Love to be able to live stream and really reach out to so many people. But the blessing for me is the amazing people that I get to bring in. So again, thanks everybody for being here. And I'm going to start today with a couple really good friends that I had a little conversation with. And I'm going to play a little clip for you of them today. There was two of my good friends that at the last minute we had to bring in on video today, and that's great because they're still here with their perspective. So first, we're going to start with my good friend, Dr. Nupi Arora. She's in the house, and here we go. Hey, everybody. I am so grateful and thankful for my good friend, Dr. Nupi Arora, who is with us today, who is one of the most hopeful people that I know. And Nupi, I want you to talk to us a little bit about this concept of getting your hopes up, because as I said a few weeks back in my LinkedIn newsletter that I've talked about, when you talk about not getting your hopes up, and you're basically lowering your expectations so that you won't get hurt in life. And you know what? That's just not realistic to start with, because things are going to happen in our life, whether we have our hopes up or not. What do you think about that whole concept?
Well, I think hope is it's what I say when I hold space with patients, specifically with the work I've done previously with safeguarding and domestic abuse. Hope. Without hope, you lose hope. You lose your courage. You lose the love. You lose that compassion. And there's a fine balance of saying to yourself, okay, I don't want to get my hopes up in case I get hurt or in case something goes wrong, and then I'll just be disappointed. But there's also a very healthy way of looking at it on the flip side, is by having a balanced perspective and going, this is what I really hope for. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think the fine line comes from having unrealistic expectations or setting standards that are, typical perfectionism, really, of unrelenting standards. And you never really appreciate the here and the now. That's different. But I think not wanting to get your hopes up, you're already setting it to, it's never going to happen. So the whole perspective around you, your energy, your force field, your expectation is it's not going to happen. So it won't. It's what you think is going to attract just that. And if you balance that with, yeah, I'm actually feeling really hopeful about this. It's that, it's part of the fizzle. It's part of fizz pop. It's part of, it is part of the whole concept of the things that really define you as a human being, which is hope and courage and compassion and love for yourself. And I think without hope, you're giving up. You're giving the will to live almost. And hope is extremely powerful. It's hope. With hope, you can actually transform. Without that, you take your hope away, that healing, that transformation side of things. No, you've almost given up like that. So for me, hope is very fundamental in my F list, in how I practice medicine, and how I consult. And it's not false hope either. It's about realistic. It's about being real.
Right.
So it's not selling yourself short. It's not going completely the other way either. It's middle ground, is how I see it.
And I would say that hope is a positive perspective on life, being hopeful, having good thoughts about what could happen.
Yes.
And the opposite is just a negative perspective on life. Comes
despair.
out of more, you're letting fear rule your life.
Yes, exactly.
Instead of the positive things.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And it's knowing that mindset difference. So it's also then tuning in on yourself of, why am I feeling like that? Why am I saying to myself, I don't want to get my hopes up? What is it about that thing that you don't think you're going to achieve? Maybe have a look at that. Is it more prep time you need? Is it something that's actually doable, that you can actually make that happen, as opposed to going, it's never going to happen? Right. And it's about delving, isn't it? It's like, okay, so that's curious. I'm curious. Why do I think that? What can I do about it? How can I make that change? And that boils down to awareness of self, of your needs, of things going on around you, and bringing yourself back to balance.
Balance. That's it. Balance. I love that. Yes. Well, it's true, balance, because we just really need what you're going to say. We just really need to maintain that positive perspective in life, because it's good for us, both for our health, for all that we're doing. And Nupi, as the medical professional in the group today, thanks so much for giving us your perspective. And everybody check out Nupi Arora. Where can they find you, Nupi?
Everybody can find me here on LinkedIn, Dr. Nupi Arora, the glitter practitioner. You can watch my show every Monday at 8 p.m. BST, which is 12 noon Pacific Daylight Time. And that's my show, Live with the Glitter Practitioner. And then I have another show, which I co-host with Diana Londonio every Tuesday, which is at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is 3:30 Pacific Daylight Time. And yes, you can get in touch with me on LinkedIn. I have a calendar booking slot. I'm starting my 12-week Find Your Fizz and Flourish coaching program, which is all about this, actually. It's about, my key messages are that your needs matter. Own them, protect them, and live the life you were meant to. And I will be cheerleading you all the way with lots of glitter. That's my coaching program.
You're an amazing friend. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
And that was Dr. Nupi Arora and her perspective. A lot of that dealing with overcoming fear and not being fearful, not letting fear rule your life, but letting hope rule your life. Next up is Joseph Gonzalez, who's amazing, who's also one of the sponsors of our show. Let's hear from Joseph. Hey, everybody. I have my super great friend, Joseph Gonzalez, here with us, and we are talking getting your hopes up today. And, Joseph, we were kind of talking about the concept of that positive perspective as opposed to the negative perspective, hopeful as opposed to fearful. Give us your thoughts on that.
Well, before I start, I want to thank you for having me on your show. You're a wonderful individual. You're full of life. You're full of energy. And it's an honor to always be on your show. When you talk about hopes, a lot of folks, my pleasure, a lot of folks will understand never, like we always say, never get your hopes up high, because they set themselves up to never be able to attain their hopes. What that's often causes, Russ, as you know, is basically it brings your mental approach and it lowers the standards of your life. So then when individuals can't work their way out of that lower standard that they set themselves up for, because I can say, Russ, my hopes and my dreams and my visions are way out there. Maybe some folks might think they won't be attainable. But one thing that I will do, Russ, is maintain my positive, motivated, inspired mind and energy to attain my hopes, my visions, and my missions on a daily basis. So when you set yourself up to succeed, or to, like we say, never get your hopes up high, but you do elevate your hopes and you do elevate your life and you do attain your hopes and your visions, then that sets you up in a more positive environment for you to thrive within your current space or your current life. That's some of my ideas.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that, because, if you are not striving for better, if you're not hopeful and striving to make things better for you and the lives around you, you're always holding yourself back. You will always accomplish less when you aren't hopeful about the future, right?
Exactly. And, a lot of people say that your hopes have to be so far out there that they're unrealistic in their own views. But you know what? I hope just to wake up tomorrow morning. So when I wake up tomorrow, if God gives me the ability to wake up tomorrow, I attain my hope. That's it. I won. I can't lose after that. I set myself up for success from the moment I woke up in the morning the next day, because the man upstairs gave me the opportunity to attain that. I hope I wake up next morning. I woke up. From there, it's all positive. So you build off of the little wins and the little momentum to get you to where you want to go. That's the way I process all the information. And we all know, Russ, I want to say 90%, but it's all the way that you process the information that's being tossed at you, and the way you speak to yourself on a daily basis is huge.
Oh my goodness, huge. Yeah, you can't underestimate that.
No.
And I would venture to say that waking up in the morning is actually a big win every day. So
I know.
Definitely could build off that. So Joseph, thank you. You are amazing. You're not just a regular Joe. You are an awesome Joe. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Have a fantastic day. It was my pleasure. Have a fantastic one. Love you guys.
Well, and you can find Joseph Gonzalez here. He'll be in the show notes, his information, but also on LinkedIn is a great place to find him. And, I'm really excited now for my live guest. I've got some of the most hopeful people that I know. We always start ladies first with our guests. And even though we showed the videos first today, we're going to bring Mariella in the room, because she is an amazing person, was just on my show the other day. Mariella, how you doing?
Hello, I'm awesome. I'm fantastic.
You're always awesome.
So grateful that you have this specific show today. Why? I had a long talk with my sister's husband, who is a neurosurgeon, and he gave me 2 thoughts to share with everybody. And that what he gave me made me go like, wow. So what he says, through the repetition of negative, hopeless, sad, and powerless feelings, the neurotransmitters in the brain go through neural rewiring, which reinforces negative thought patterns, making it easier for unhappy thoughts to repeat themselves and leaving no room for positive feelings of gratitude, hope, appreciation, well-being, and life. And that floored me. I didn't know that. So I'm a born fighter, as you know, and yes, wake up every morning and say, you know what? Nobody and nothing is going to stop me to have a big smile inside and out and take life on. Whatever it brings, we're going to win.
Yeah,
That's
no,
my mentality.
yeah, well, and that's so important. The way you think and the way you perceive things and the mindset that you go into life with, if you are positive and hopeful, it makes things better from the get-go. I mean, yeah,
Always.
we understand that life is not all great, that everything that happens to us is not fabulous. But when we are starting with hope, when we're starting with positive mindset and positive thinking, things are always going to look better no matter what happens in our life. And I think sometimes it comes down to being just, we need to get out there and put ourselves out there and just really live our life, be authentic and maybe a little vulnerable, saying that we know things happen, but it's okay because we have hope in our life. And one of those great people is Mr. Shawn Watkins. The Rev is in the house. There he
What's
is.
going
Woo-hoo.
on, family? What's going on? How's it been? Been such a long time, Russ. Been such a long time. How are you, buddy?
It seems like forever, forever. Oh my goodness. Well, Carl, I always appreciate you. You are such a godly man and got such a great attitude in life. Give us your perspective on this whole thing of keeping your hopes up.
You pretty much was the catalyst for even starting the conversation. My hope is built on nothing less but Jesus' name and righteousness, right? So
Amen.
once I've come to that understanding, everything else is gravy, as my grandmother said. Everything else is that. But you must keep your hope up, and it must be something that is a spirit that you have in you. You have to look at the positive. A lot of people used to say that about me all the time and say, well, you're always positive. Why you always looking at things on that side? Because that's my perspective. And my perspective allows me to stay positive. Now, does that mean things will happen that I don't want to happen? Absolutely not. That does not deter me, or that does not take me from the realm. I don't have sorcery or magic where I say, oh, I'm just going to put a shield around me and things won't happen. But what I do is I've allowed it with so much calamity in my life with God as my help. I've allowed it to stay away from the way that I treat people, from the way that I respond to people, from the way that I interact with people. Because a lot of times when things aren't like that and we don't have hope, we tend to push that on others. And that's in our attitude, our conversations, and how we deal with each other. So in essence of that, I stay hopeful in the midst of everything that's not going right. I stay hopeful. Trouble don't last always. I just go into my bag of what the scriptures say. What I just go into that, and that's why I get my strength. Because if I don't get it like that, the enemy fights against us all the time. And if you want to acknowledge it or not, we know we're in the spiritual warfare, and those things happen. And he's doing his job, so things are not going to work out all the time like you want them to. But if you keep a perspective of it's okay anyhow, I say hallelujah anyhow. So a lot of times when it don't go my way, I just continue on in that brightness.
Well, and I think that is so important when we have hope and
Mhm.
when we're looking at what amazing opportunities and all that we have and how much we're blessed with, how thankful we are for the things that we do have. I think that gives us such a good perspective. And God is obviously supplying our needs and supplies friends like my good friend, Michael Holt, who is next on the show. Good morning, Michael.
Russ, how you doing, buddy? What an honor and pleasure to be here, man. I feel truly blessed to be able to be part of this conversation.
Well, I am blessed to have you as a friend, as I am with all of you. And Michael, you are such a positive, hopeful guy, somebody that I can call and I can talk with on a regular basis and pray with. And I just am thankful for your perspective and how hopeful and positive you are. Give us your take on what we're talking about today.
It's funny. You asked me to come on and maybe share a few things that could be helpful or hopeful in this case with the group. And it was funny because it really took me a minute to look back and say, hey, what does hope mean? In fact, I went around the office towards the end of the day with the team and I asked them, what does hope mean to you? And most of the time it was having faith that something was going to be better. You hear the faith come up and again, I'm a Jesus chaser, not a religious guy, but a Jesus guy. And, it's, the opposite of hope is being fearful or you're lowering your expectations. Hopes is almost like your dreams, your goals. It doesn't matter how small. It's hope is something that you don't have already, because if you already have it, you don't have to hope for it. So it's something that you're looking out into the future, and you're going out with hope that it's that, expectation that's going to happen. So, naturally my faith drives me. You're your own conversationalist. You're your biggest coach inside this head. And so why not have hope when you have any type of negativity or any type of even the positive, the goal? Why not have the hope that it's going to happen, because the opposite sets you up as a defeat. And most of the time, we're hoping for things to get better in some way. Maybe it's your finance, maybe it's your health, maybe it's relationships. I don't know what it is that you're hoping for. But if you're still alive, if you still have a breath, there's probably somebody that's been through it that you can tag into, or you can reach out to. And it always leaves me knowing that I can be hopeful, that I can go out and achieve whatever that want is. And it's a fun way to live life. And the opposite of it, living in fear, that false evidence appearing real, doesn't even, to me, I won't even go there. I'm going to stay focused on what's ahead.
Well, and, we can live a life of fear, or we can live a life of faith. And we can be hopeful and look forward to things. Like my dad used to always tell me when I was young, Mariella, he used to always tell me that tomorrow's a new day. Be hopeful, because things may not be going the way you want them today, but there's always tomorrow, right?
There is always tomorrow, and there is always a plan in life. And I have a friend who likes to complain a lot. So my philosophy is just do that. And look at how much better we have it from so many souls that are suffering, literally sleeping under trees because they have no life at all. We should all have a heart full of thanks, full of hope. And if we can, even if we are not millionaires, give back always.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I'm a firm believer that there's always something good in everything. And what I mean by that is not everything that happens is good. Not every situation is good. When you tell people that, the first thing they revert to is, yeah, well, this is happening and this is not good. And this is what I have and this is not good. And I'm like, you're right, that is not good. But God takes everything, I believe, and works it for the good. I think in our lives that things are resolving to, if we are willing to look at that and having the right perspective, really more of a positive, good outcome. It's when we're fearful and we're always trying to dampen down and limit ourselves. I think that's when we run into problems. And Carl, you are not a limiter, that's for sure. You are one to get out there and take charge and stay hopeful, aren't you?
Yes, it's a part of who I am, and not only that, in what I do. And in the essence of who I am, Michael say he's a Jesus chaser. I'm definitely on board with that, because that's what it's all about. He's the only one that sustains me. I oftentimes think of things in trouble, and I don't push Jesus off on anyone. I just let everyone see him in me. That's the best way that I can tell you that he lives, right? My behavior, my character, the way that I treat people, the way that I interact with people. There has to be a difference shown, and the positivity comes with that. You are noticed when you're being positive, when you have a hope, when you're people are drawn to you. You're a magnet for people's. People could be in destitution, they could be in bad situations, but they see how you portray yourself. Even when things are how they're going now. I had a lot of people tell me in the midst of the pandemic, it's like, man, you don't know that this was early before we had any shots or any of that. I was like, hey, God's in control. There's nothing I can do about it. And little did you know, you saw that he closed up everything. Stuff was closed up. You can't even go out for a slice of pizza. That used to be our Friday ritual. Everybody's in the house now. So what do? I say, hey, you're in charge. You're the one in control. And that's how I live it. So therefore, that exudes off of me when I'm talking to people. It exudes off of me. It presents a confidence. Hope also is a confidence that you have. So it exudes off of you, and people see that, and people are drawn to that. And that's why they're drawn to you as well, Russ. They know that you're the same way, my friend.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do. And I think I want to live a life that is a good example. I'm far from perfect and I make my mistakes and there's things that happen, but what I want to do is march forward, take another step, be positive, be hopeful that things are going to always get better even when things aren't going the way that maybe I want them to go. And I think that is so important. And Michael, you are right there every step of the way with me, my friend. And I appreciate you with your attitude. So talk to us a little bit more about how you integrate hope into your life and all that you do.
Well, Russ, it's such a blessing to be able to be aware of it. What's amazing to me is even preparing just to think about what we might be talking about, and this is all spontaneous, right? We said, hey, we're just going to get together and have a conversation. It's amazing how the information starts to show up. But I remember sitting around not too long ago at a family reunion, and my good cousin said to me, there's a lot of tragedy out there because people lose hope. And so when you lose hope and you get to the point where where you don't feel like life is worth living, that's the true, you've lost hope. And I think, again, as we're all talking about here, we have a responsibility to give hope where it can be as simple as a prayer. It can be simple as just reaching a hand out or recognizing or making a positive comment to somebody who maybe is feeling hopeless. And it's just natural to do that. There's nothing better than to serve others. We can get in. I'm an amateur when it comes to the Bible, but I'm telling you, there's no greater teacher than what you will learn. And you can just see by the group of individuals here, we're all broken. We all got the same problems. I was listening to our pastor talk yesterday on the service. It's going to happen. The ways of this world is sin. It's going to feel hopeless for all of us. If you don't feel it now, there'll be a time you will. But the passionate thing that I have is it's not going to last forever. It won't. Typically, none of the problems last forever. If you look back to your past, you've had a lot of problems, but you typically will eventually get through them. But where you choose to go to have hope and where you choose to connect, that's where the magic happens. And that's why we plug into these lives, your show. There's something magical. Everybody watching right now could be doing a million things, but they're plugging in here for some reason. It's because what you get is real inside. And that Holy Spirit, that whatever your belief is, I'm telling you, it's magical. And that's the hope I have, that no matter what, I'm not going to take that for granted. It's a blessing to be wherever we're at in this thing called life.
Yeah, for sure. And what I love is people like you said, we have a responsibility to reach out. And Mariella, you are constantly encouraging me. You're constantly giving that hopeful outlook and cheering positively on. And it helps me remain positive in all that I do. And don't you feel that's so important for us to really build each other up and help build up that hope?
Absolutely. And when we realize, I will say something that might sound that when we die, because we all go that way, nobody will stay here forever. We take nothing with us, not even my reading glasses. So what's more important? To love and give love and hope and be super thankful 24/7 that we have a roof over our heads, a pair of clothes to wear, and food to eat, period. That's it. Don't let external stuff beat you up. I was the property manager here for 13 years. Our landlord, may God rest his soul, passed away. His son marched in from Michigan, sold the property, didn't tell us anything. The new owner wants nothing to do with me. Perfect. I lost my job. What am I going to do? Crawl in the earth and just go crazy? No. I help my husband now. And he got enough music students that we can eat and be happy. Done. So we cannot carry the problems of the entire world on our shoulders. if we can just look around and give a smile, give a hug, say a good word, give a plate of boiled potatoes, whatever we can share, to somebody who doesn't have it. That's all that life is about for me.
Right.
And I come from Greece, so I'm a little different.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. When you start from a place of thankfulness and gratefulness, I talk about what I do every morning. That's the number one thing I do, say how thankful I am for my beautiful wife, for my family, for God, all that he's blessed me with. And I think when we start from that perspective, it's easy to be more hopeful. Well, let me take that back. Easier to be more hopeful on what's going on, because there's a lot of times that life is challenging. A lot of times when there's things that are not so great, but when we have that hope and that positive vision, then we're able to maintain that. And Carl, we have known each other quite a while now, and you are such an amazing friend, and you are always instilling hope in me. Every time we talk, I leave the conversation thinking that you have built me up, you've elevated where I am, and that is a great thing about you, my friend.
Thank you, man. I'm always humbled, and that has been the story of my life, coming from where I came from and overcoming a lot of the things that I have adversity wise. I don't see anything but hope. It was hope that brought me out of what I always was in. It's hope that brought me out of the upbringing that I came in. It's the humility that keeps me grounded. It's God centered in my life to have an understanding that, there but go the grace of God, but go I. At any point in time, everything that I see or any calamity it could befall me. And when I walk around in the essence of that, just being grateful, I think Mike has said, when you're waking up, there's new things. I thought about new mercies day by day. So I get to start over every day. When God has granted me another day to wake up, the day, like tomorrow, if I wake up tomorrow, God give me an opportunity to wake up. There's a new day. So there's a new brightness I got to bring. There's a new joy I got to bring. There's new opportunities that bring. So why would that bring me anything but hope? There's a new direction. There's a new way for me to make things correct. There's a new way for me to do things right that I didn't end that night on. Those are the opportunities that we have to, because time is so short. We've lost so many of our loved ones during these pandemic times. I mean, we've been hit with a lot. The way that we even live now is different. The way that we work now is different. Our mindsets are different. I am just cherishing every single day. I just had a long talk with my family about that when I went out to Texas a week ago. Now, it's been about a week now. And I just say, you guys got to stop the foolishness. We got an opportunity here that God has given us. And we got to take advantage of this. We're not promised the next second, let alone the next day. So if you guys got out this and all this is going on, it's not, you can go to sleep and never wake up. That's how simple it is. So you got to have that hope.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, because if we don't treasure and cherish every moment, and we're not being hopeful, we are not, we starts with being thankful, grateful, and then looking at the possibilities, opportunities, and the hope that are coming our way. And, Michael, from the time you and I met, that's your attitude on life. And something I really appreciate about you, always lifting me and lifting everybody around you. I watch you interact with people when we're together. And so I think that piece, instilling that hope, not only in yourself, but in others, is so important.
It's funny you say that, Russ. It's almost like, it's the reward that we get to serve others. And again, it's hard to explain it, but we do, we have this responsibility to love one another, to lift each other up. As much as you're saying it about me, I say it about you. It's the unexpected call. All of us, no matter where we're at, and again, we can talk about our health, our finances, relationships, everything that we're going through. And I could tell you, it sounds easy to always be hopeful, and that we know that's all a little bit of not true too, right? I mean, we've all doubted about being hopeful. I mean, we've all found ourselves in that valley questioning what we're doing, how we're doing it. We've all made the mistakes, but it's the phone call. It's when out of the blue you send me a text and say, "Hey, Michael, I'm thinking about you and just want to know I've lifted you up in prayer." Or it's the random call that says, hey, let's pray right now, and just dropping what you're doing and doing it. And again, it's not religious. It almost sounds like it's a commercial. It's real. There's nothing better than to serve one another, to love one another, and it's there. And it's like Carl and the team here. It's the little bits and pieces. I don't know you because I haven't met you personally, but I know your heart. I can tell both of you are good. I can tell you the time that Mariella, or if I pronounce that correctly, that you're on the call with Russ and you're talking about security, and I've looked up about how to handle my security. I didn't know that a month ago, but I could tell that you cared. It was working for me. I know Carl. I just want Carl in my life. I don't know you, Carl, but I know his love. It's as real. And I know if I'm down, I could call him up and say, hey, lift me up, brother. He would be there. Absolutely. And our whole thing, business, all of it, is just to serve. And again, we take nothing with us, so it's selfish. I say to my team all the time, when I ask you to ask Jesus into your life, it's because I want us all together in eternity. And it's selfish because we aren't taking anything with us except our loved ones that get that. And you know what? If there's a better plan, I'm open to hear it, but I haven't heard it. So just love, serve one another, let the rest take care of itself.
Well, that's it too. Loving people, what more of a hopeful emotion than to love people, to care for people, to show kindness to people. And so as we got one more round to go, as we wrap it up today, I want you all to give us your last thoughts and then let me know how people get in touch with you, or let everybody know watching today, because you guys are also amazing. People are going to want to get in touch with you. So give me not only your last words, but how they get in touch with you. We're going to start ladies first again. Mariella, you're up.
Oh my God. First of all, with the three of you, and it's the first time I'm interacting with Carl and Michael, it's been such a blessing. It's, I say that this pandemic has brought new friendships and meaningful relationships. Thank you, technology. Because if this had happened a mere 25 years ago, none of that would be possible. And I feel blessed because I'm meeting amazing people. So everybody, we're on the same boat here. Smile, we are alive. We don't have next hour, next week, next month, tomorrow for granted. And please walk the walk. Don't say, oh, I love you. Oh, and then that's just social media marketing. I cannot do that. If you mean it, show it. And don't show it to the world, show it to the person that needs you the most.
So good.
That's it.
And how people get in touch with you, Mariella?
Just my name on LinkedIn, you will find me. I am glad and very thankful to have almost 3,000 followers, and I try to put up nice and interesting stuff. And I'm here for all of you, and I mean it. Whoever wants, I'm a message away. Whatever I can do, I can do. And awesome. I prayed to win the lottery. If it's 600 million, I will keep 5 for me and my husband. The rest will go to anybody who needs it. That's all.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. And, I'm going to bounce to Michael next because he just bought me a lottery ticket. I did not win the lottery, but it was the thought that counted. So, Michael, you're up next.
Yeah, we always talk about, we were hopeful, right? We were hopeful.
Yeah,
that
we were hopeful.
We have a lot of fun with the lottery ticket. My career used to be the casino guy. I ran the casino, little mini casinos for a long time. Now I'm the TV guy. I give away free digital screens to help businesses market and network the local business. That's why our company is called Lincoln Media. But, it's really simple. I mean, if you want to get a hold of me, Michael Holt, you can go to Lincoln Media, you can go to Facebook, and you can find us out there. But most importantly, Russ, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to come in and share. Again, it's all really pretty short, but it's a blessing to be a part of it. And just thanks for letting us come on and shout out and in a small little way make a difference in a world that wants to harden you up.
You bet. Oh, anytime. All right, Carl, you're rounding it out. Take us home.
Yes, man. Take you home. And thank you so much again, Russ. As always, Mike, it was a pleasure talk to you. This is not going to be our last conversation, friend. Either you as well, Mariella. I would
Thank
definitely
you.
be connecting with you guys and spreading the love because that's what it's all about. That's what we're here for. That is our true mission. And servitude is really my thing. I can be in service of you. That's what it's all about. That's what brings me joy. Not my name on any moniker, not my name on any door, not my title that I have. Servitude is what brings me joy. So you can reach me. I'm always on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is my second home. It's my home where that I don't have a key to, but it's my second. It's my second home. Across Shawn Watkins, you can meet me there. You can also check me out on my website, carlshawnwatkins.com, where you'll see a lot of the things that I do and talk about and definitely teach about. Vulnerability is my thing. It's my niche. It's my life niche. So that's the thing. That's the difference of it. It's not a niche for me to get a client. It's the way that I live my life. So in essence, it shines through. And that's really where I'm being at. I'll be on Facebook and Instagram a little bit, but they don't hold enough presence for me to be telling people that. So I just do fun stuff on there. But this is where I serve people. LinkedIn is where I serve people.
Awesome. Well, I want to tell all of you what a joy and a pleasure it is to have you all as friends, have you in my life, be positive influences. You know, I'm a true believer, like Jim Rohn says, that we are the average of the 5 people closest to us. And
Absolutely.
I continue, that 5 gets bigger and
You
bigger
got
with
about
amazing
1,005
people.
right now, Russ. You got
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's getting there. And you guys are amazing. So I just want to say thank you, everybody watching today. All of the information in the comments and the show notes is clickable. Make sure and get in touch with each one of these people because they are amazing people. And I'm going to say goodbye to the 3 of you and wrap things up. So hang tight in the green room
Thank
for
you.
just a second. Thank you again.
Thank you, Russ. Appreciate you having me
Thank
on.
you, Russ. See
You
you,
bet.
team.
Well, I tell you, I'm blessed every Thursday. Amazing people that bring great value to you. If you're watching this on replay, which I know a ton of people do, share this out. Let people know that there are amazing people on Russ Reels Live. And I'm telling you, get out there and take a look at some of the past episodes I have. You can subscribe to YouTube by going to russreels.live. That's russreels.live. And I thought I was putting that up when I put up the Russ Reels Live, but there you go. russreels.live. There you go. That will take you directly to YouTube and you can subscribe, get all the past content, not only on this, but my other live shows. And you'll be so blessed. Plus, you'll get notifications about upcoming play things as well. So please do that. And I just appreciate you all being here today. You know, it is a wonderful, blessed Thursday. And until we see you again, I just want to tell you all to be hopeful, remain hopeful, and have an awesome and incredible life. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye, everybody.